Now, the Niger Delta has long been defined by its oil wealth and political unrest. But there is a deeper story, one rooted in culture, creativity, and human capital. The region has the potential to become one of Africa's most dynamic creative economy frontiers, with an estimated $4 billion in annual revenue possible from heritage-based industries. Leading this transformation is Yibo Koko, a global cultural voice and creative visionary. His work blends storytelling, performance, and cultural diplomacy to inspire peace, economic growth, and community empowerment. Through the SEI Heritage movement, Yibo is building a multi-ethnic, cross-cultural platform that connects creatives, communities, and investors to drive a sustainable entertainment and heritage economy for the Niger Delta. Now, joining us on Newsday is Yibo Koko, award-winning theater director, filmmaker, and creator of the SEI dance drama, to discuss unlocking the Niger Delta's cultural and creative wealth through the SEI Heritage movement and how it could drive peace, economic growth, and multi-billion-dollar creative economy. Thank you for joining us and good afternoon.
Thank you and good afternoon.
I see you wear a hat of many feathers. But let's start by breaking down what SEI Heritage movement is about and how you intend to bring it to resolving the issues in the Niger Delta.
Without hospitality, there's no investment. And in the Niger Delta region, domiciled in that area is a rich culture, heritage, and a people searching for a way to express themselves through the art and monetize everything that they have there. And like they say, when I'm good, my mother never hears it, but when I'm bad, she does. So we get to hear all of the bad things that is more negative to the region as opposed to the rich cultural heritage and all of the things beyond oil. So what SEI has done over the years is to make it very organic, make it very traditional, make it very rich in making the people understand beyond oil and gas, there is a better way of life in the region. And what we're doing is to make sure that we amplify that. And through SEI as a platform, we have shown the dance, but now we're going into saying that all over the world you can see, understand our culture through our SEI platform, and it's a mobile platform.
Interesting. Now, you talked about a possible $4 billion in annual revenue from heritage-based industries. What does that figure represent and how realistic is it? Okay,
so let's say that in 2022, I was sure that over $1.2 trillion was made in the creative economy. Africa made only 58 million from that. Nigeria was not in the top 10 of that amount of money.
Why so?
Yeah, because politics, oil and gas is our strength, right? And imagine First Act 77. Imagine if we had continued from there up until today, expanding the creative economy, expanding the knowledge economy in the cultural space. Imagine how much we would have gotten from there, knowing that the world is now looking into Africa. But here in Nigeria, it's a bit of a problem because entertainment, the creative space, is a feel-good space. It's not a monetized space. And the very few that are basically doing consistently, they're making the waves. But as a people, we're lacking in that because our dances, our masquerades, our way of life is seen as just very ordinary and not seen as something that we can grow wealth from. So the monies that are in this space, we don't get it because oil and gas are the things that we want to do.
I like the fact that you are talking about generating revenue from something that some other people would consider as just a hobby or something to just get entertainment from. But in the entertainment industry, you would agree with me that our music is not doing too badly when it comes to. But I'd like to know which sectors, film, fashion, performance crafts, which sector do you see the biggest growth drivers when it comes to the Niger Delta region?
It's culture. I mean, if I get very passionate now, I will say reference SEI, the colors, the clutter. And one of the major things about the rich culture of our people, beyond whether it's a Jog, whether it's a Goni, whether it's Kalawari, whether it's Shekiri Robo, whether it's Benin, is a potpourri of the best in the region. And that's why we insist that on the shorelines from Oyorokoto, which of course you're not even aware. Okay, so it's the biggest fishing settlement in West Africa.
Okay.
The coastline at Ikuru up until the Atlantic is the longest shoreline, but you don't get to hear about it because it's in the Niger Delta region, right? And okay, Ebeno Beach is on that same space, on that same spread, but all of these things are in River State. How well are we trying to make sure that people get to know it's being on a rise now? And I'm sure you're going to be more curious to dial, to Google and to find out, oh, what is he saying? Yeah. There is money beyond oil and gas in the region. Because then when you have young people, I know you're asking me, which I can't say because everything is together. Our mythological narratives can create stories, can create costumes, can give the filmmaker something to do, can give the costume person. So it's all about it. Our masquerades are not just, our dances are not just juju as they say, right? Because I know that's one of the areas we get to answer people from. But
so it means there's still a lot of myths surrounding the creative industry.
That's what Africa is all about, mythology. I mean, go to watch Black Panther. The second phase of it is based on African mythology. So when you watch Aquaman.
So are these myths helping to promote that aspect of our culture?
So what I'm saying is that it's the ignorance that has made us not know that we can tap into it to grow wealth. So if you can make people understand that, that's why SEI is here to express, it's a $4 billion investment. Everyone is coming in, and if they come in, you claim appropriation because you don't even have the facilities to making them understand that you can grow wealth. So we are doing that. All
right, so I know SEI has toured internationally, especially with your dance drama. What's acceptance like in your global experience?
You know, the irony is that SEI is just a drop of water in the ocean of all that is there. But we went to New York. It was, I can't even begin to explain, but my most remarkable experience was when we went to Jamaica, you know, their 60th anniversary of independence. And then Marcia Griffith was on stage with us. And then when they saw the colors of the SEI costumes, the traditional folk songs of the peoples of the region. And you know, Africa is just Africa, whether you're black or whatever. And everyone came backstage wanting to know more about what we're doing. And when we told them we're from the Niger Delta region, and I'm sure they Googled to see what festivals could attract them into that space.
And that did it.
Yeah. We're looking towards that, forward to making things happen from that perspective.
You know, we have a very beautiful culture, but as you said, we need to do more to leverage on the revenue-generating aspect.
That's it.
But how do you train and empower young creatives in the region, especially so that they can lead this change? Because any initiative or transformation agenda you have, if you don't have the youth at the forefront, then you may as well just be joking.
On the 12th, that is Tuesday, is World Youth Day, right? So we already know that with over 10 million youths in our region and in the Niger Delta space, if we have the kind of support that we need, you make money from money, right? And constant awareness. You have young people who are creatives. And when I mean creatives, you have storytellers, you have graphic designers, you have animators, you have filmmakers. So how do we get them into a space is by making them understand that through these things that they have, they can grow wealth beyond waiting for government all the time. So that's where this is why we're trying our best to see that the SEI initiative, SEI Culture Mobile Initiative, is there to get support so that we can do our trainings. So we're looking at training over 60,000 persons in the first phase, and then begin to have them monetize, do with all that they have as a talent.
So how do you balance preserving heritage to also, you know, preserving the authenticity of this heritage and also making it appeal to international investors?
Okay, so, you know, base is a story, first of all. Here, today is Sunday. If I talk about the culture from a very deep end, we begin to look at it from a point that is not religiously spiritual, right? But again, the world wants to know that they tickle their fancy with the narrative of the mythology. And the more you express that narrative, the more curiosity abounds with what you have. So how do you get the investors in? Is to lay out the financial plan of everything that has to do with your art forms, monetizing and showing them how they can grow wealth from it. There are monies all over the place, but how do you assess those funds is to make sure that they see your documentations, your back end, either from your digital footprints, or you can grow monies from what you're doing. If they see the documentations, if there's proof to seeing that, then there's support to it. It's not just come and dance. It's not just come and express yourself. And then that is the part of the artist. But with collaboration with the right kind of persons, they know how to express the views in the eyes of your collaborator financially.
Okay, so let's bring it back home here in Nigeria. How can dance performance, creativity, the art, how do you think it can contribute to resolving the political unrest in the Niger Delta and bringing peace?
See, I'm smiling now because it's a prerequisite, as it were. In 2024, December 20th to the 5th of January, River State, as it were, we had more people coming to River State than they had done in 9.5 years. There were more cultural masquerades, traditional performances in River State in December 2024, more than they had done in the past 12 years. And like I said, without hospitality, there is no investment. Now, are you aware that even the restless people you call, the young people, they're looking for ways to express themselves? And I remember when we were in school, for you to do a good show, I know you hear that call people, blah, blah, blah. The best way to do a show is when you go to someone and say, but we're having a show, take this, come to be a part of it. So if you engage them, if you show a pathway, because even the one who is restless, even the one whom you claim gone weary, or gone-toting youths, no. They're willing to follow you, do what they want to do deep down inside of them, because they want to express themselves through their art forms, and if they can monetize that. But those things are non-existent. So if with the support of stakeholders in the region, government policies, and creative hubs within these places, that's what SEI is trying to do now. And we see that domiciled in our region is over $4 billion worth of cultural money, creative money that we can access. And then, yes, that's what we're doing. And we can carry everyone along doing that.
All right, so projecting into the future now, what would success look like for SEI Heritage Movement? So
without calling brands, so let's say SEI is like, I don't know if I could say Coca-Cola, right? Can I say that?
I don't think so.
Okay, so let's say SEI is a product that has like a tree that has branches. So the dance is one part of it. So we say, don't Google it, SEI it, right? So SEI is a platform where if you want to know anything about the Niger Delta region culturally, go to SEI, right? Okay. So, and then we have our merchandising.
Means you'll be using a lot of technology.
Yeah, of course. That's why, that's the only way you can go about it. Because then we're also trying to say that the algorithm states that the region is unsafe, but we have oil. So we're trying to see how best, with what we're doing, having everyone concerned, to push that conversation so that on page 1, page 2, gradually you get to see the best of what we do. And all of the young persons in the region that are creatives, there's a platform where when you go, you just see their works and then they monetize it through the space that we have.
Well, that's a very interesting note to wrap this conversation up. Thank you so much, Yibo Koko, award-winning theater director, filmmaker, and creator of the SEI dance drama. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.